Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Judge's Decision podcast. Yes, we're back. We disappeared for a bit there.
Woo!
I lost my voice. Anderson's computer refused to work. So, here we go.
Yeah, it's still on life support, guys. I don't know what the hell's wrong with it. 1 minute it wants to work, and the next minute it doesn't. It's like me, actually, in a strange way.
I would tell you to press F, but that would probably kill the computer.
Yeah, it probably would.
Alt F4 close program. Okay. No. He's already started talking. This is Anderson9132, the Robot Wars Guru. He is my co-host, and together we are endeavouring to get through 5 heats and a 10 Robot Rumble, and then a final of every robot from the modern reboots of all your favourite shows, like Robot Wars, BattleBots, King of Bots, if we even watch that, and also the live events these days as well. Yeah, I know, right? King of Bots, good God. The live events, so your Dead Robo games, your Robots Live, and your Extreme Robots, they're all in this as well. And today, Anderson, I'm picking the robots, so you'd better listen up, Sonny Jim.
Yes, because it's not like you've sent them to me in a pre-message.
No, definitely not.
We do this on the fly.
I must just apologise that if my voice does go tonight, I'm not fully recovered yet. I don't think I will be for another week or so. But there we are. Good.
Sound like it was going there.
Yes, it is. So tonight's heat features these robots. Lovely voice break there. We have Tough as Nails from the Robot Wars World Series. We have Dantomkia from BattleBots Series 8. And we have Greedy Snake from King of Bots Series 1. You know, when King of Bots was somewhat watchable.
For some, maybe.
Well, yes.
Yes,
Anderson, before you start talking, Malado, which house robot would you like in the arena?
Oh, well, sure. Let me think. Sergeant Bash. No. I'll have Shunt in there. Why not?
Yay. Shunt.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
So, this is a very difficult one you've started off with.
Yes.
Jevon. Say it proudly. Oh, good lord.
All of this is just for
Tough
arguing.
as Nails. Yes. Tough as Nails has been proven to not be phased by flippers as much as other robots would be. But that being said, they're not immune to flippers.
Yeah.
You see, their tactic, I think, is going to be to try and basically do what it does best, which is go for the pit button, hope they get the pit, and then just scoop them up and try and get them in there. I think that's going to be their best bet. Dantomkia is a chunky robot and is easy to grab a hold of if they outmaneuver it, but Dantomkia is also very quick and very maneuverable. And Greedy Snake, which I'll admit I haven't seen much of, I have to admit, is also quite a chunky boy, and is also so it's definitely plausible that's possible. Dantomkia's tactic is just going to be simple, really, to exploit the ground clearance of Tough as Nails and try and do its party trick, getting them out of the arena. Probably try and do the same with Greedy Snake as well, which again is a nice sized robot that should easily fit on the front wedge of Dantomkia.
Yes. Now, Dantomkia struggled to get much over the side wall in Series 8, and it's I wonder whether that was down to the weather conditions. It's cold in Scotland, for those who don't know, and CO2 don't work well with cold.
No.
Greedy Snake is for your sake, Anderson, because I know you haven't watched much of King of Bots, but it is a really competent grappler design. It's reminiscent of the series, or ABC Series 1 Bite Force, minus the tracks. I would say is almost as good as that was.
Bloody hell, that's good then.
Yeah, it really did prove difficult for a lot of opponents and went quite a long way into the competition, as I recall. I think they were eventually defeated by a spinner, which is fair enough.
Yes, as everything is in the end. I'm going to be honest here. Tough as Nails, I think, is the weak link in this one.
Really?
Yes, and the reason why I say that is because One, like I said, it has to be able to get a hold of Dantomkia and Greedy Snake, and I think they're both very maneuverable, especially Dantomkia. And Dantomkia should be quite difficult for them to grab a hold of. And two, they rely a lot on the pit. And within this arena, the Doom dial does not always guarantee the pit.
Correct.
Also, it's a very high ground clearance. Their fight against Bulldog Breeding Series, I know it's been rebuilt since. I know it's a long time ago, but just, I mean, it's essentially the same design.
Yeah.
Getting flipped, it got flipped all over the place by Bulldog Breeding Series 7 Robot Wars, so I can see Dantomkia doing that to it. And its rear axle, it's just the right size and shape to fit in the jaws of Greedy Snake and get suplexed for me.
Well, not only that, I would say that Greedy Snake, even if it got into the clamper area of Tough as Nails, you could see them just grip down and lift the wheels off the arena floor.
Yeah, lift themselves out of the grip almost, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So with that being said, and adding the fact that there's also Shunt in there, and we know Shunt's a mean boy with an axe.
Oh yeah.
I honestly think that they are the weakest link in this battle, so I'm going to say that they come second. Third. Sorry, not second.
I was going to say
they come third in this fight. I do it backwards on this podcast. Between Dantomkia and Greedy Snake, it's a bit more difficult as to who I think would get the upper hand first. Again, Dantomkia is the right size and shape to fit in those jaws, but at the same time, Greedy Snake's got very exposed sides and is the right size and shape for Dantomkia to flip. However, I'm going to use the little, what's the word I'm looking for here? Default, I suppose I like to use. And that is that Dantomkia is a bit of an old design and a bit of an old machine. Greedy Snake is a newer machine, and as you said, it is very effective. And Dantomkia struggled to self-right a lot in Series 8. Now, again, we can argue about the coldness in Scotland all we want, but the way I look at it is this arena is still in Scotland.
Oh yeah.
So, and we're currently in October, so it's probably minus 20 million over in Scotland right now. Maybe a slight exaggeration, I don't know. So. For that, I'm going to say Dantomkia would probably struggle the most out of these two. So I'm going to say Dantomkia comes second in the fight and Greedy Snake win it.
Fair enough. It's not the way I thought that would go. Personally, I thought that both Tough as Nails and Greedy Snake would enjoy a little clamp on Dantomkia, but I do agree with you now that yes, Tough as Nails is... high ground clearance doesn't suit it, the wedge design of Dantomkia doesn't suit it, and Greedy Snake can clamp all over the place. So yeah, I completely agree here.
Jolly good.
Cool.
So we're in agreement then. Greedy Snake go through to the heat semis. Dantomkia comes second. It goes into Redemption Battle 1.
Yep. And
Tough as Nails comes third and goes into Redemption Battle 2.
I'm glad I've remembered how this actually works. Okay.
Sure.
Melee 2 then features these three robots. We have Toxic 2 from Robots Live 2019. We have Shatter from BattleBots Season 9 / Discovery Season 2 / 2019 / please somebody come up with a definitive answer on this. And last year's Monsoon. It's the easiest way of saying that.
Oh, what? BattleBots 8?
Yes.
Monsoon. Yeah, right.
No,
okay,
I think you mean Discovery Series 1.
Oh, sorry. Just Discovery Series 1. Oh, whatever. Right.
And House Robot Anderson.
I was just about to say that. Patience, please. I'm actually going to go with Shunt again. Why not mix it up a little bit?
Good God, you're breaking the systems.
I know. Well, it makes it more original, doesn't it?
Right.
I know. Me trying to be original. So, this is actually a lot easier for me, believe it or not, than the last one. And I don't know how much you're going to agree with me when I say this, but I actually see Toxic 2 winning this one quite easily. Simply because, and I don't want to sound horrible when I say this, but it has eruption syndrome, in that it gets underneath something, drives it towards the lowest part of the arena, and tries to yeet it out of it as quick as possible.
Yep.
Shatter is a very, very. I mean, boxes are. I know it's not exactly a box, but it's a very wide-based machine. So there's a lot for Toxic 2 to get underneath, and just get underneath and just drive it towards the sidewall and throw it straight out. I say Shatter's the weakest link here because one, it's easily flipped by Toxic 2, and two, it's got lots of exposed sides, so Monsoon can tear it up, and three, Monsoon and Toxic 2 aren't exactly the easiest shapes to hit with a hammer, so especially Monsoon.
Yeah, I was going to say, I envision Monsoon having their tougher top panels on for this fight because it's an axe bot.
Yes.
I also agree that Shatter's the weak link because their axe showed intermittence, really. They were sometimes reliable, sometimes not, and you can never quite tell if the axe is going to fire or not.
Yeah. So I'm going to say Shatter goes straight out the arena almost. Not almost immediately, but within the first minute I can see them going out the arena.
Yep.
And then it's between Monsoon and Toxic 2, and for me it's just down to reliability between these two. Toxic 2 is known for reliability on the live circuit.
Oh, yeah.
Monsoon, unfortunately, isn't. It's
no.
That's not me being horrible. It's just we especially. I know this is a Discovery Series 1 or Season 1 battle. Monsoon. The weapon still kept breaking every other fight.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I think even battles it won, its weapon broke. Still,
oh yeah.
So
I think its weapon broke in every fight it was in, except for against Sawblaze.
Yeah, that was the only one it didn't break in. So because of that, and again, it's a small machine, or small compared to some of the other machines out there. And again, just due to Toxic 2's usual tactics, I can see it either A, going over the wall, or B, spending the majority of the fight being chucked around and not really managing to get those important hits in to sway it via the judges. So, I mean, it's coming second nonetheless, but
yeah,
second for me, and then Toxic 2 first. Do you agree?
I would agree that I see them being flipped around the arena. I don't think they would be flipped out of the arena. They're a very awkward shape, and their whole body is articulated, meaning that it's not going to act the same way as most other robots do.
That's why I said flipped around the arena. I mean, I honestly think that would be more likely the case as well. But I'm not going to rule out an Uta because you can't in this situation. But
something we did see with them against Minotaur in their final fight last season was they got stuck sort of on their weapon on their side and couldn't get down from there, which with a flipper in the arena is always a possibility.
Exactly.
So
exactly. And it's best again if it ended up like that against the side wall where it's got a low wall, they would easily go flying out.
Yeah.
So again, it is it's a possibility, but like I said, I'm with you more. I agree more with that. It would probably be a flip it around and win via the judges win, but still a win nonetheless for Toxic 2.
Yep, I agree. I didn't think I was going to, but I agree that is the way that's going to go. So with that in mind, we say Shatter goes into Redemption A to face off against Dantomkia in just a moment. Monsoon into Redemption B against Tough as Nails. That's going to be an interesting fight. And
that is going to.
Toxic 2 go to Semifinal 2.
Yes.
Cool.
Simple as that.
Lovely. Well, Redemption A it is then. We've got Dantomkia versus Shatter, and who, not Shunt, is in the arena for the house robots?
Dead Metal. Why not?
Bringing in those DMs.
Yeah. Oh. Oh God. Right.
Yeah. Cool story. Good stuff. Moving on swiftly, please.
Now, this one's a bit of a pain in the rear end. I'm not going to lie. Simply put, this is a fight between two robots that we've so far discussed in this episode as being unreliable with their weaponry.
Yeah.
Shatter's hammer was renowned for not always working when it was supposed to, and Dantomkia's flipper was known in Series 8 for not always working when it was supposed to. And considering we're once again in Scotland for this, that's not a good thing for Dantomkia. But I honestly think, out of these two, I'm actually aiming more towards Shatter.
Interesting.
And the reason why that is because Dantomkia, unlike a lot of BattleBots machines or later Robot Wars machines, in fact, doesn't have the additional armor ability. If that makes any sense. So like they can't change the robot up to suit who they're fighting.
Oh, I see what you mean. So like where Monsoon puts on its hard top plates for an axe, Dantomkia doesn't have that option. They are made of is it tank armor?
Oh, okay. So rule that out then.
I'm pretty sure it was.
No, I hate being the one who decides. This is horrible. No,
I'm going to do a bit of research while you're talking and see.
Go on, do a bit of I mean, this is tough because, like I said, this is really hard because I can see both robots getting good attacks on each other.
Yeah,
Dantomkia is the right size on the top for Shatter to get some important hits in, and Shatter is the ideal size for a flipper like Dantomkia.
Yeah, I've just found out. Yes, they are armoured in tank armour grade steel.
Right. So then, with that being said, that's being ruled out.
Can I weigh in?
Bloody hell! I'll tell you what. You can weigh in, but I'm going to quickly say something.
Cool.
Actually, having just, don't let this decide it for you, by the way.
No.
But I'm just going to quickly say, looking at it again, I think maybe the possibility of Dantomkia flipping Shatter is a bit greater than them being hit by Shatter's hammer. Anyway, go on, you go for that.
So, Dantomkia has the speed. We know this. It's, I think, 22 miles an hour. This says. I've got Dantomkia's page up in front of me. Shatter has the Omni wheels, so they can move anywhere, basically, anywhere they choose, with the axe still pointing at Dantomkia. Yes, I agree that Dantomkia is more likely to get underneath and flip. However, if Shatter gets a lucky hit, there's always a chance that they might dislodge the removable link, which I believe killed them once or twice in Robot Wars Series 8. Correct me if I'm wrong. I can't remember how they won or lost in these fights. I don't have the wiki up in front of me.
They've definitely been the victim of Link falling out, but I don't know if that was like back in the day or not. I know that they lost it in Series 6. They lost that Link, but I don't know if that's a recent thing as well.
They also
flipping it.
Tended to aim for the floor flipper quite a bit, by mistake probably, but they ended up on it quite a few times.
Yeah.
I don't know if this makes life easier for you.
I honestly don't know, Jevon. This is really, really difficult. Oh my god, I'm having an existential crisis here.
In these circumstances, this is going to a judge's decision, realistically, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
This is going to a judge's decision. I can't see either robot getting the KO on each other.
So let's break it down points-wise then.
Okay, I will. Okay, see that. This is why you're awesome, because I didn't think to do that. Looking at it now, Shatter's always going to win on damage.
Yeah.
Always going to win on damage. Control, I'd say more in line for Dantomkia because Omni wheels are very hard to control the exact way you want them to.
Yep.
So I'm gonna and Dantomkia was a reasonably well driven machine. Then again, he did drive it as a floor flipper several times as well, so maybe not. I don't know. Aggression,
relentlessly taking the battle to its opponents.
That has Dantomkia written all over it for me.
I would agree. So we are giving
Shatter in BattleBots was more of a side crawler way to get a better advantage than a go in for the kill sort of robot, wasn't it?
Definitely. So if we're breaking the points down, so the Robot Wars judging is graded like this. So aggression gets 3 points, damage gets 2, control gets 1. So by this discussion we've just had, Dantomkia get 4 points and Shatter get 2 points for the damage.
Yes.
Sound fair?
That is fair.
Good.
So there we go.
We have waded through that fight. That was actually a lot more difficult than I thought it would be.
Yes. Do you understand why I was struggling there?
Yeah, just a bit.
Yeah, I'll admit I did kind of forget that we could have judges' decisions. That was my fault. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, that's sort of the name of the podcast there, Anderson. Bit. I mean, this thing is called Judge's Decision, but there we are.
I know. I was thinking. I just for some reason I thought I had to think of a KO. I don't know why. I'm such an idiot.
Hey,
Look, I've been at work all day. I've been filming since I got home from work. Leave me alone. I'm tired. That is fine. Right.
moving on, we
And then we've
have
got
Tough as Nails and Monsoon. And in the arena for the house...
Matilda.
Right, let me finish speaking. Sure.
Sorry, I didn't mean to jump the gun there. I just wanted to see what your reaction.
Okay, here we go then. The question
I'm very passive aggressive. I'm testy after that last fight. All right, leave me alone.
The question I want to pose to you is Tough as Nails spinner proof?
No.
Good.
I don't think it is. I mean, this is another one of those annoying things because I can see Tough as Nails easily scooping up Monsoon because it's the right size.
Yeah.
But Monsoon, against Saw Blades, proved it can quite easily get around the back of well-maneuvered robots and rip the wheels out.
Yeah.
And I think if Monsoon was to go head-on into those jaws and hit them right in the centre where those jaws connect, they could easily split them.
I think the reach advantage...
Or at least damage them.
Oh, I'd love to see
The reach
Tough as Nails split in half. I wonder, because as we record this, Extreme Robots Maidstone's coming up. Now, both Monsoon is going to be there, and Tough as Nails are going to be there. I'm wondering if Tough as Nails is going to fight Spinners, and if that's the case, will we see Monsoon versus Tough as Nails? Because if we will, goddamn, I hope we predict this right.
Yeah. Yeah. So not for me. It's not really much of a card contest, even if it goes to the judges, which it probably could do. I'm gonna go for Monsoon on this one.
I don't think it would go to the judges. I think we would see a knockout, and I really want to see Tough as Nails split in half. Not because I dislike Tough as Nails, just for the spectacle of seeing a robot split in half. If I'm honest.
Yes. Definitely, so, especially if each wheel still moves.
Yeah.
That would be funny.
I think.
So
am I right in thinking that Tough as... Sorry, carry on.
Go ahead. No, go on.
I was going to say, am I right in thinking that Tough as Nails... It must be split so that it's like two robots latched together to create one system. Surely.
Surely it has to be. I'm going to ask Jordan, or Jorgen, how you pronounce... I don't know how you pronounce his name. I'm crap with names.
I'm going to ask him right now, in the middle of this podcast. Meanwhile, let's move on.
Here's our special guest for the week.
Right, so
you ask him now.
Yeah, I'm genuinely messaging him now.
Well, while we wait for him to respond.
I thought you were going to follow that up with something.
Oh no! That was a lead up for you to say next because you're the host.
Oh yes, I forgot. Yes, that's my job this week, isn't it? Cool, good stuff. Okay, so yes, moving forward to semi-final 1, we have Greedy Snake and Monsoon. And Anderson, who are we having in the arena for the House Robots?
Throw Sir Killalot in there. And
Sir Killalot.
Shunt again.
And Shunty Boy again. Today's regular visitor, Shunt.
Yes.
Okay, here we go then.
God damn it. As much as I love Greedy Snake, and as much as I love the idea of it, I can't see Monsoon losing this one, in all honesty. We've discussed its awkward shape before. When you also add that a lot of its shape is its weapon, I think a good tasty hit on the on that grabber of Greedy Snake would do some serious damage to it, if not snap it off. I can just see Monsoon basically beating the piss out of it. I'm not being horrible to Greedy Snake here. I think it's a very good machine and I'll give it a good go. I just can't see it grabbing a hold of Monsoon without the weapon flying off, and once that happens, it's just a case of Monsoon constantly hitting it and dealing out those damage points. It could potentially go to the judges, but I think that on damage and aggression alone, Monsoon would probably get it, because we all know that Monsoon is actually quite aggressive. Tom Bruce is an aggressive driver with his machine. We always knew that. And as you said, also Greedy Snake lost to a spinner, like what you think he did anyway, in King of Bots.
Yeah.
So That's why I'm gonna go for Monsoon, which is a shame because I really like Greedy Snake. It's a really cool robot, but I just can't see it beating Monsoon here.
Well, they may not be down and out yet. I would agree here. Greedy Snake has a lot of body to it, and if Monsoon, as you said earlier, is very well driven, can get round the sides, get round the back, Greedy Snake, I don't think has a chance.
Yeah.
Also, I'd just like to point out, Yaron has replied, no, the lipos are in the middle of the robot, it's all one thing.
Ah,
God damn.
that
Never
is
mind.
such a shame. Oh well. Tell him to change it.
Ah, it's good having Roboteers, like, at your beck and call.
Yeah, Yaron's he's a good lad, isn't he? He's a nice bloke.
Very good lad. I'm very grateful for him joining the what's it called thing.
GRFC.
What?
GRFC.
Oh, that, but also my last episode of the news. So.
Oh yes, of course, yes, yeah. So you're forgetting the name of your own flipping shows now. Jesus, man,
Yeah,
come on.
I don't know. Just I'm also tired. I've also been at work, and help. Right. Semi-final 2 then. Are we agreeing Monsoon is going through here?
Yes. Oh
Good.
god, yeah,
Right.
definitely. 100%.
Okay. Monsoon makes the heat final. Ooh.
Ooh, saucy.
And Greedy Snake are into the third place playoff. It's not all over for them yet.
No.
So moving on to semi-final 2, we have the two flippers, Toxic 2 and Dantomkia. And in the arena of House Robots,
Matilda and Dead Metal, go on.
oh good, you've returned to sanity.
Well, for now.
God. Okay, two flippers.
Two flippers. It's going to be flipping good fun. Toxic 2 is going to win. Simple as that. It's all. Again, I don't mean to keep bringing up the past, but we've all seen Dantomkia versus Gravity, haven't we?
Yes.
In Series 7. This is very much how I see that going. Probably not as quick, but
7 seconds.
Yes, pretty much. Toxic 2 has got a wider flipper plate, so it's got more surface area to get underneath Dantomkia. Its flipper has the better reach, unlike Dantomkia, which has to get its points underneath a wide area. Toxic 2 could easily fit in between the two front wedgelets and get underneath them that way. And yeah, I just think Toxic 2 is perfectly designed to take Dantomkia head on and yeet it up into the air several times until an Uta occurs or Dantomkia's slipper inevitably stops working.
Yeah, I have to agree. That one's pretty cut and shut. Dantomkia relies on that rear thing to keep it propped up so the flipper is scraping the floor. And Toxic 2 have just created a new sort of front wedge bit that goes even lower than the arena floor. So I'm pretty sure that, yeah, Toxic 2 for me. A pretty easy choice. Yep. And I was about to write Dantomkia into the final. Whoops. Cool.
Oh God. Why do people watch this?
I don't know. People think this is good for some reason. It's not. It's completely thrown together. We forget to film half the time or record half the time. We're not even filming. This isn't film. This is audio. Just, oh God, people, just watch, like, the Dominus Ignus. He seems to be on everything. Why were you here?
Yeah, check out the Robot Wars Guru, much better. Anyway.
Sorry, what show?
Cheeky git.
Yeah. Anyway, we better move on before your computer cacks it.
Yeah. Too soon,
sorry.
Too soon.
I don't think it'll ever be late enough. It'll always be too soon, won't it? Oh, bless its poor little thing. There, Anderson. There. Third place playoff then between Greedy Snake and Dantomkia. Deja vu? We've seen these two before. Who are we having for the house robots?
I'm gonna go with Shunt and metal.
Shunt having its frequent flyers pass.
Yep.
Lovely. Okay.
I know it's really upsetting him. That's why I'm doing it. I'm evil. Cut and dry, really. It's exactly the same as the first melee, but remove tough as nails.
Yeah.
I can't really see tough as nails being much of an impact in Greedy Snake beating Dantomkia, and I can't see it not being in the fight being a much of an impact in Greedy Snake beating Dantomkia for me. Cut and dry, like the last one. Yeah, it's just if anything, it's easier for Greedy Snake because it hasn't got another robot to watch out for.
Yeah. Good. Right.
Simple as that. Wonderful.
So Greedy Snake progressing very lovely through to the 10 robot rumble, there to join the likes of Tanshay and the other robots I forget we've already put through. Hang on. Ripper, Huge, and Duck are also in there as well. They can have a party. Meanwhile, we must move forwards to the Heat Final, where once again we're having some deja vu, where Monsoon takes on Toxic 2. Now, first of all, house robots. Are we having the other two?
Go on then.
Good.
Because I like you.
Oh, don't know why. This podcast is hell to make.
Oh, you're come on.
So, will Monsoon's tactics have changed for Toxic 2?
I think they will try their best to get round the sides more.
Okay.
Because Tom is a very good driver. But the problem I have is, again, it's just I don't know.
Is Toxic 2 spinner proof?
I don't know, because I don't think I've ever seen it against a spinner, so I'm not 100% sure.
100% of the time compete at Robots Live, where there is a definite lack of spinners.
Exactly. So this is a completely untested precedent here. Thing is, again, it's the whole argument of with Shatter in the arena, Toxic 2 didn't have a problem beating it, and the problem is, when it comes to a design like Toxic 2, there's only so many tactics you can have because it's such a basic design. Go for the sides, go for the rear. That's all you really can do. So I find it difficult to believe that Monsoon wouldn't have already tried to do that in the previous fight.
True. Something we hadn't considered, or I don't know whether you'd considered actually. I personally hadn't. So Toxic 2. Something Monsoon has going for it against Toxic 2 is that Toxic 2's sides are like vertical, they're straight flat, unlike the likes of Apollo, who have very small flat bits vertically and the rest is all slope. Will this... I don't know, I'm just...
It will be... make it a much easier target for Monsoon to hit. There's no doubt about that. At all. Honestly, I could see this one going to the judges again.
Okay, let's break
Simply
down the judges
because
again.
the thing is, I don't know how spinner-proof Toxic 2 is. I mean, one good hit could kill it straight away.
I feel that they're not tested against spinners, therefore they might underestimate them. That's my logic anyway, and I'm sticking with it.
Yes, and without another robot in the arena to distract Monsoon, it could mean it's a bit more of a easy hit for Monsoon. I mean, the way I'm looking at this again is either Toxic 2 dominates and wins via judge's decision, or Monsoon gets an important hit on the side and kills it.
Okay.
Which of those is the most likely to happen, in my opinion? I would probably have to say Toxic 2 flipping them around a lot and then winning via the judges. I think that one is just slightly more likely. That's just me.
I think you
and
are
it is
right.
Very close. Against is tough, but there's a reason why Brit flippers dominate the British scene, and it's because of stuff like this.
Yeah, I feel that if flipped poorly for Monsoon, well for Toxic 2, Monsoon lands on its weapon and the weapon breaks again.
Yes, of course. And there is that wonderful little issue that Monsoon has with its weapon, unfortunately.
I think
And it is a shame, because I do love Monsoon. I love to see it get through to the grand final, but I mean, it still has a chance, don't get me wrong, but
yeah.
I just think Toxic 2 has the edge here.
Yeah, I think you may well be right there, my man. Toxic 2 then get an important flip on Monsoon and send them careening to their doom. Monsoon go into the 10 Robot Rumble. Toxic 2 are third finally alongside Magnetar and Scorpios. Personally, two quite difficult opponents, I think, for them, but we shall have to wait and see how that goes in a future episode.
Yes.
Lovely. We have managed to muddle our way to the very end of episode 3. It's been a tough one.
It has been. It's been a very tough one.
My
brain hurts.
Yeah, I need counselling. With that in mind, we're going for a lay down separately. One of us lives in Southampton, the other in Norfolk, so put your dirty minds to rest. As we usually do, Anderson, would you like to give a little preview as to which robots are joining us next time?
Okay, so we have free shipping from Discovery Series 1, so last year's free shipping with the really big, huge front forklift.
Yay.
We have TR3.
Ooh.
Valkyrie from this series of BattleBots.
Nice.
Suspension from King of Bots.
Oh, no. I mean, yay.
Orte from Robot Wars Series 8.
Yep.
And Supernova from Robot Wars Series 9.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, Anderson. I look forward to once again muddling through that one and seeing who wins and who doesn't and what weird stuff happens and if we lose our minds in the process.
At this rate, it's very, very possible.
Should we give it another few weeks before we record one?
Yeah, I think we're going to need it, mate. At least.
Jeez.
Jesus.
Right. Well, thank you very much, Anderson. Thank you all for watching. And
thank you for having me on.
Oh, that's all right. It's at least I don't have to do this on my own. And we shall see you next time, not next week, but next time for episode 4 of the Judge's Decision podcast. Thank God. Goodbye.
Bye.
Okay, so oh, that's horrible.